So this is now question 7. It's asking us, the graph shown represents the 4 segments of Chen's trip home from a lake. It's asking us which statement about this trip is true. So statement A says that he stopped for a total of 3 minutes. If we look at the graph and we say that he stopped, how do we know he stopped for a total of 3 minutes? Basically, stopping means that you're not traveling, right? So you're not traveling any distance, which means my y-axis is not changed. So between here, I have for my statement A, I know that at minute 2, between minute 2 and minute 4, my distance is not changing. So if my distance is not changing, then Chen has stopped. So minute 2 and 4, 4 minus 2 obviously equals 2 minutes. So Chen has only stopped 2 minutes, which means this statement is false. So A cannot be our answer here. Let's look at B. For statement B, it says he traveled 120 meters for the first minute. So if we look at minute 1 at the x-axis, so minute 1, at minute 1, my distance would be between 40 and 80, right? Which is 60 meters, which means he did not travel 120 meters. So this is also false. So the statement is false. The statement is also false, which means it's not our answer. We want the true statement, right? Let's look at option C. I'm sorry. Let's look at option C. C here states that he traveled the fastest between minute 4 and minute 6. So we can actually, when we talk about the fastest or traveling the fastest, you can look at your slope, right? So if I'm comparing my slope between minute 4 and 6 and the other slopes that are indicated, it's actually the increase of distance between those 2 points. He's only traveled, let's see, 20 meters. He only traveled 20 meters, and you can look at the graph. So he only traveled 20 meters in 2 minutes, right? Between minute 4 and 6, so in 2 minutes, which means he actually didn't travel very fast. So he did not travel the fastest. So this is also false, because if you look at for example, minute 6 to minute 8, traveled really fast. So in minute 0 to 2, because the slope is much greater, which means our only option left is option D. But I'm going to prove to you that this statement is true. So option D, traveled the same speed in the first and fourth segments of this trip. So same speed. And how do we know? We can actually just simply use our rise over run, right? So let's use rise over run. Remember, we're comparing slopes, right? So for minute, so run in this case would be minute 2. The first segment is from minute 0 to 2. So we can say 2 minus 0. And it's saying from 120 meters from 0. So this is, we travel 120 meters in 2 minutes, right? So 120 divided by 2 here is 60 meters per minute. Sorry, that's cut off for you. So do 60 meters per minute. And then I'll do the second statement as well. The second one here is also rise over run. So this is, now we're talking about the fourth statement. So that's going to give us minute 6 to minute 8. So minute 8 to minute 6. And then we start at, or we end actually, sorry, at 260 meters. And we started at 140. 260 minus 140 here is 120. 8 minus 2 is 6. Therefore, 120 divided by 2 is 60. So we have these two here, slopes are the same, which means this statement is true, which means my answer here is D.